Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Car Conversations with Dorinda Monique. And of course, I'm Dorinda Monique on Get Your Money Right. Hey, we're all buckled up and we are ready to roll out. So let's get it. Alrighty. So listen, for those of you who are just joining us for Car Conversations, this is where I have conversations about a variety of things, and I allow you to ride along, right? I allow you to ride along and just kind of hear my thoughts on various topics. My channel, Get Your Money Right, is about money, mayhem, money mindset and mayhem. And so the conversations that I have in my car while traveling to see my clients is about just that, money, mindset, or mayhem, and sometimes all of them, right? Because in order for us to get our money right, we have to make sure that we have the proper money mindset, and we have to eliminate the mayhem, the clutter, the confusion, so that we can focus on making the right choices, the right financial decisions that keeps us on the pathway to financial wellness. So that's what we're doing today. And so today I have about maybe 15 minutes with you guys. Oh, let me just quickly turn off my ringer because I do not want to be interrupted. So here we go. So today I want to talk about student loans and this student loan repayment thingy that we all keep hearing about, right? We've been hearing about student loan repayment for quite some time. And I'll tell you, for me personally, this is a thorn in my side because I have gone back to school several times, right? For a moment, I thought I was going to be a career student. I have an undergraduate degree in computer programming with a minor in business and accounting. And then I went back to school for my accounting certificate and my MBA. Shortly after, like a couple of years later, I decided, you know what? I want to go ahead and get my master's degree in accounting and financial management. So I did that. So I have 2 master's degrees, right? And of course, as you know, I have a slew of financial loan debt, right? I have a bunch of student loan debt. It's just ridiculous. And so this repayment thing has always been a thorn in my side because since I can remember, they've always talked about giving credits and forgiveness to police officers and teachers and government employees and so on and so forth. And it always bothered me, right? It always bothered me because government employees generally make quite a bit of money, right? They make decent salaries, and they have decent medical programs, medical plans and life insurance and all of these fringe benefits that, some people just don't have. So they're already at the top of the ladder, so to speak, in comparison to some others. And here you want to forgive their student loan debt on top of that. What? As a way of saying, thanks for being an educator or thanks for being a cop, right? But at the same time, you're kind of slapping the face of the average American who is just barely getting by. And if you're a person of color, and of course you can see by the video, I am a person of color. If you're a person of color, you're already receiving less money than your non-black counterpart to do the same job, because we're always given less money for whatever reason, right? We're just always mistreated in the workforce. And in some occupations, we have longer hours for less pay, right? Now, my real beef here is they want to give forgiveness to teachers, to educators. Now, I don't have anything against educators. I don't have anything against anyone making their money. Trust and believe. However, I do have a problem with this particular mindset. And here's why. People are always saying that teachers are underpaid. Guess what? I don't care what job you're in. You're always underpaid. We're always going to say we're underpaid. But I used to work for, volunteer for my alumni's local school council. And I have the opportunity to look at the salaries of the teachers. The local school council was responsible for overseeing the salaries and things. We had access to that. Trust and believe, they were not struggling. I want to say at that time, which was maybe about 2011, 2012, at that time, the lowest paid teacher was making $85,000 a year. Okay? I was not making $85,000 a year. But yet the lowest paid teacher was making $85,000 a year. Now, you want to forgive the student loans of educators, but the educators, let me go back. So educators complain that they don't make enough money, and then they go on strike, especially in the city of Chicago. They're on strike all the time, right? So they go on strike to demand more money, but they say that they teach for the love of teaching and for the love of children, but yet you go on strike. You stop working because of pay. That just doesn't equal out. You say you teach for the love of children, you teach because you love it, but you just completely stop working because you have this fight about pay. If you love the job and you love the students so much, just continue to pay and continue to work, and then fight this battle while you are still working. But no, instead you pull the children out of school, right? That's number one. Number two, they say that they are not paid enough, but yet in most cases, the teachers that are striking and complaining of not having enough money are the teachers who work in inner city schools. And in the inner city, now remember, I worked in the local school council, right? I also worked as a precinct captain. I did a little politicking and all of that. So I have access to some information. And these numbers, literally, you can go online and get, the census and all of that. In my community, they're homeowners and things like that. And then there are some areas in my community where people are really struggling, right? And so in my community, the average salary is $44,000. But these are working people, in some instances, 2-parent households. These are not just people laying around doing nothing, right? These are working adults. And so, but the thing is, you've got these teachers complaining that they're not making enough money, but yet you work in areas where your students live. 98% of your students are living at or below poverty level. At or below poverty level, right? And then we complain that our children aren't learning. Well, isn't that the teacher's job to teach? So if the children aren't learning, then that means the teachers aren't teaching. If the teachers aren't teaching, then why do you need more income? The math ain't mathing here, right? Now, here's another thing, right? 98% of your students are living at or below poverty level, which means many of those children will never get to college. And those that do have to take out student loans. They have to take out student loans, right? And again, once they get a job, they're going to be paid 25 to 30%, if not more, 25 to 30% less than their non-black counterpart. So now they're forced to try to make it ahead on a limited education. That's number one, on a limited education, right? Coming out of a household that's already financially strained, being forced to go to college on student loans, and then being forced to a lesser income. But yet, these same teachers are demanding greater pay, and then the government pours more salt in the wound, add insult to injury. They say, you know what, we're going to forgive the student loans of the educators. Well, what about the other people? And I'm not just speaking people of color, right? Because people of color are not the only ones that live in inner city neighborhoods that are deprived and things. This hits everybody, right? You have people of color who are paid less. You have women who are paid less. If you are a parent, a single parent, oh my gosh, you're really treated like dirt, because in that instance they're like, no, you can't take vacation. No, you can't take time off. Matter of fact, vacation is almost next to impossible for single parents, because those days we have to use for sick days for our children. We have to use those days to take our kids to the doctor, or to stay at home when our children have a day off at school and things of that nature. So we get like the quadruple whammy, right? So I just have a hard time understanding how is it possible that they keep giving gratuities to groups of people, but yet the poor never get a handout. The poor, they feel, oh, we give you guys a few, food stamps, we'll give you a little check here and there, we'll give you a little housing or whatever, and then everything's good. But guess what? There's parents out there of children who wants to go to college, and they can't go to college because their parents are on Section 8, or their parents are receiving food stamps, and they just have no financial resources to send their children to college. But all they have available to them are a student loan, but then they don't get the same pay as someone else their age and in the same jobs. It's unfair. It's really unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair. So here's what I'm telling people. Yes, I believe in education. I truly do. But I also believe that something has to give. And in this case, I think it's very important that we stop forcing college on our children. We have to stop forcing college on our children, traditional education, because there are so many things out there that they can do that does not cost as much money as these colleges, where they don't have to get loans and things like that. As a matter of fact, I'm encouraging you to, instead of pushing college on your child, how about you push things such as the military. The military have the GI Bill. They'll pay for them to go to college. The National Guard, the National Guard, or the reserves or something like that. Even if your child wants to teach, suggest to them Teach for America, right? And different places like that. Matter of fact, on-the-job skills are very, very good, right? How about checking into a program such as volunteermatch.com? I think it's volunteermatch.org or volunteermatch.com. Get them volunteering at some place that will teach them some vital skills. Now, of course, it's volunteer work, so you're not going to get paid right away, but you're getting paid in knowledge, you're getting paid in education, and that transfers to a long-time job opportunity. And in some cases, those companies may decide to keep you and even offer to pay for some schooling for you. These are other options available for our children, and not just for our children, but for you, right? If you're looking to learn a new skill, consider volunteer work. Not only do you get to learn a new skill, but you also get to meet great people, broaden your network, find yourself in the middle of conversations that you may not have thought you'd find yourself, that can really truly benefit you from now and in the future. So I hope that is some valuable information for somebody. I have reached my destination. I appreciate you riding with me this morning, and until next time, get your money right. Take care.